Hello, we're back doing the thing. We took a couple days off there, but we were still working on stuff. Just didn't do any streams. But yeah, we're gonna pick up where we left off on climbing. Right now, we just have the logic set up to just recognize when you're on a climbable surface or not, and that's really it. Nothing's really tied to it. So today we're gonna hopefully just finish climbing completely. And you could see down here I have some basic little climb animations I threw together. Climb down, climb left. And odds are I won't be able to actually tie these into it on stream just because setting up the animation trees usually is a pain. And that's something I'll do like in between streams most likely. But whatever. Also off stream I did a bit of work in here just like scripting wise. Well, first of all, I made a bunch of hangers and made them all have like rigid bodies so I could play with them, just cuz. But yeah, I'll show off some of the general stuff I've been working on. Oh wait, I shouldn't go down here. But yeah, and there's still a few issues. Like, I've noticed when I walk into a rigid body, my like rotation goes fucking crazy. Like I just turn and face the opposite direction for no reason. So I'm not really sure what's up with that, whatever. I'll investigate. So first off, I got coins working, and actually it's not showing it in the log. Hold on. If I set up, I had it set up to just show it in the console because I figured a HUD. I'm gonna need just like a HUD day to go through all this kind of shit. But as of right now, it just prints to the console what your current coin count is, basically. And I commented that out for debugging reasons. Okay. So yeah, now if you go to the console, you can see it says 100 because that's my current HP. It's really small in the stream, but I'll just take my word for it, I guess. It says 100 for my HP and then 0 for my coins. And then it also says, because I was debugging stuff. So you pick up a coin, it adds to your coin count. You can see the console on the bottom updates. So now I have, 13 coins. Again, there's no real logic tied to that, but eventually I could say, if coins equals 13, then deducted and yada, yada, yada. Then I also have these little obstacles, which are basically just, I set each one up to have like 2 points that it moves between. So you can see like these two kind of box silhouettes. It just knows like once it reaches that, it'll go there and back and forth. So we could set up like, all kinds of little obstacles around that logic. In my head, these are kind of like a spike trap kind of thing, but I didn't make the model for it just because there wasn't really a reason to. And each one of them have their own speed, and I can configure how fast it goes, how much damage it does to you, how far it knocks you back once it does hit you, what noise it makes when it hits you, just various things like that, which are all very cool. You can see I have a little bit of logic tied to just, and I also have a sound effect just tied to when you get hit, kind of knocks you away. It knocks you like just in the opposite direction of the object. And there's also a slight cooldown, so you can see like if I get hit and then I run right back into it, it's a second before I take damage again, and that cooldown is also configurable. There's also some logic to check if you're in the air, because if you're in the air, yeah, that kind of shit happens. So the check isn't quite perfect yet, but the idea is that if you get hit while you're in the air, it shoots you down rather than upwards, so that way you can't use it to like jump boost. But as you saw, there still is a way to do it. I actually don't really know how I did that. But yeah, that's really all I did. Just a lot of scripting stuff, just trying to work out that basic shit. And I've realized I had a lot of really funny sound effects from when I was working in Unreal. So I was using those like take damage sound effects.
Owie.
So I gotta figure out how to make it so that it'll play like one of those many sound effects, you know? And obviously there's the gender difference, you know, it doesn't really make sense, but who cares? Whatever. Yeah, that's basically all I have to show for now, I think.
Very nice.
Thanks. But yeah, I know it's a lot of basic shit. Oh wait, I also have this actually. There's one other thing. This is not a fully working thing yet, but it's the idea of like, see the camera, if you rotate the camera here, it like pivots around the character, and if I hold right click, it locks the camera behind her, and now she rotates with the camera, you know? So this is where you would implement like sidestepping and backwards walking and all that. I just haven't done that yet. And also like aiming, which I also haven't done. And I also haven't done up and down movement. You can't look up or down. And technically the only reason why the horizontal movement even works is because the orbital camera is like still on. If you go to the you can see like both cameras are going.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only reason why the like horizontal rotation works. It really shouldn't. It's just parented to my character. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done there, but it's this is like a proof of concept, I guess, of what I want the aiming mode to kind of look like. Just locked on the shoulder, and that locks your rotation to match the camera now. But yeah, a lot of just really basic scripting shit, but it's the kind of shit we need to learn how to do if we're going to even get close to prototyping levels. Yeah, did you want to show off some of your shader stuff?
No, it's not really anything to show.
Okay. I just like documenting this stuff in the streams
I
because
guess.
like it works as like a showing our progress within the tutorials, but also our progress like off screen as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not trying to like push you into showing it. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show it.
Yeah, I'll show. I get what you mean.
It's just like kind of a nice idea.
I have just been working on a shader that we can use for all our stuff, ideally, with a bunch of different booleans for different modes, you know. Although I might split them up because I noticed a lot of shader packs split them up. But the only functionality I have right now is that you can change the saturation of the base texture. You can tint it with any color, and there's a mode that like scrolls a rainbow, but it doesn't totally work yet. It only works when you have the saturation really high. If you have stuff that doesn't have a lot of color in it, it won't tint it very well.
Hello, Lance.
Hey, Lance.
Oh
So,
yeah.
That's pretty much all I have for
So
this
the
shader,
fix you're looking into is like overlaying like a rainbow thing over any hue, like regardless of the hue.
It needs a rainbow gradient on top of it. It works for this one. It worked really well for this one, but I realize it's because there's a color gradient in it.
Yeah. Well, do you what about the like fade out effect, the dithering thing? Is that in the shader?
I was gonna say that's something that I have in another shader that I just need to plug into this alpha node.
Oh, cool.
And it should be fine. I haven't added it yet.
And then we tie that to
to
like the distance of the camera or something.
Yeah, there's a screen space node that you can get the camera depth from. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very nice, very nice. I've also been working on just like concept art doodles and like ideas for games and stuff like that, but I don't think any of that really warrants showing on stream yet. Once we get more grounded results out of that, I'll show it. But yeah, we could start reading through this thing now. Make sure we're on the same page. Because I think we left off around the same place, most likely.
Yeah, we're at 2.
Right. Yep. Okay. Perfect.
Cool.
All right. All right.
I gotta open the other one.
Oh. Okay. Okay. But yeah, this would be a good opportunity to see if the capsule collider ends up mattering or not. I really hope he does release that more advanced movement thing. That would be very helpful, but it also is like a very good learning experience for us to be kind of pivoting it to work within that framework, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's perfect because then we'll find out what we did wrong.
Yeah, that's true. It's good for us to try to figure it on our own. We're just reading through this tutorial on how to make your character like climb walls, basically. We did it a little bit yesterday. Not yesterday, last stream. And basically, all we got set up is the logic to recognize like if you're on a climbable wall or not. So if I go over here, that yellow wall, I have it set as not climbable, and every other wall is technically climbable. So when I go on it, my light turns white. Ignore the animations, they're super scuffed. But the light turns white, which is indicating like this is a climbable thing. And here the light turns green, indicating like it's not climbable. Which maybe isn't the most clear signposting, but whatever. But yeah, now we're gonna set up the actual like design to make it so that you can move up the wall and do all kinds of shit like that. We miss you too. I mean, I guess I didn't really go anywhere, but I miss you. All right, let's get reading. Now that we know when we're in contact with something climbable, the next step is to switch to climbing mode, which requires sticking to the wall or other kind of surface and moving relative to it instead of the ground. We begin by adding a check climbing method that returns whether we're climbing, and if so, makes the ground contact count and the normal equal to their climbing equivalents. So it just flips the normal to be the wall, I guess. Oh wait.
No, this isn't doing anything. This is just setting more stuff up.
So yeah, it goes if you're climbing the ground contact count, which is how many contact points you're in contact with and you're standing on the ground, basically. Which should just be one if you're just standing on the ground. Equals the climb contact count, which is the amount of climbable surfaces you're interacting with. And then the contact normal is just the normal force of whatever you're going up against. And then the climb normal. So what is the difference between the contact normal and the climb normal, I guess? I guess nothing as of right now, but
Yeah, nothing. It's meant to be. I mean, it's meant to just be like what we have already, but make it specific to when we're climbing. I think the idea is that that way the movement will be like relatively the same.
okay. I did a little bit of restructuring in my code too. I made it so that like there's a lot more of these little methods for stuff. So there's like the update rotation method, movement state method, explosive force method. Like rather than it being a bunch of shit stacked in update. Whereas I mean it still is. Any good podcast recommendations? I mean, Dubber's any podcast that I'm gonna recommend, Dubber has probably already recommended to you because he's the podcast king. Um,
Anyone that I recommend will just be like not about anything.
it's just gibberish.
Yeah. The two that I listen to the most, are Your Kickstarter Sucks and Podcast About List. Podcast About List is where they just read about, or they just read the top tens lists from the top tens website.
What
And
is
it's
the
pretty
top
funny.
tens website?
I don't know what it's actually called. List top tens list. It's basically they just read comments from like little kids, and it's very funny.
Oh, like a tier list kind of thing?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's what is that site called? I thought it was just called Top
Tier
Tens.
maker?
No, it wasn't Tier Maker. I guess it's not Top 10. List Maker, is that what it is? No.
I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. I just listen to stuff on YouTube more than anything else. And I've been listening to a lot of like JCS style, like crime drama type of things. But I've also been listening, like, more recently, I've been listening to a lot of GDC talks, just like game developer convention talks. And a lot of those are kind of retreading a lot of obvious things, but it is still good. It's nice to like make sure I'm in line, make sure we're not like overstepping any really obvious rules or anything like that.
No, yeah, it is the Top Tens.
It's just called the top 10. I haven't heard of it then. I don't
Yeah,
think.
it's like a crowdsource thing where like anyone just votes on if they think it should be the best one, and then it goes that way. So it's all these little kids who like say like why they think it is the best, and it's always really
That
good
sounds like
because
a
it
good idea.
like number 11 on the top 10 best guitarists of all time, and it because it's like a list or like it's a voted thing, like it goes to infinity basically. It's not just top 10. So like number 11 would be like this comment: what in the blue hell is Kirk Hammett doing at 8? Tommy
What?
Iommi is the GOAT. Listen to A Bit of Finger, Sleeping Village Warning, a 13-minute jam of creativity and badassness. I love that.
um, I have this video. It's not quite a podcast, but it's a 4-hour video where this guy with a cane like gives a lecture to his friends about like the lore of Animorphs. So it's a pretty good watch. It's a good way to burn some time. I was just going through my
That
like
sounds pretty good.
I was going through my like long videos list. I don't think I ever actually finished it. It's a 4-hour video. He just goes off on it, and he like knows his shit. Like he actually is a big Animorphs fan. It's like, and all his friends don't give a shit about it. It's a good dynamic. And there's a handful of those. I think they did one on like One Piece. They did one on Kingdom Hearts, but I've only watched the Animorphs one. But yeah, we could continue, I guess.
Trying to find update state. There it is.
What did you need update state for?
We're adding it. We're adding the check climbing boolean to it.
Oh, yep, okay.
Oh, I've had a mistake for I don't know how long.
Uh-oh.
That's weird that it didn't. I don't.
What was the mistake?
Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I thought that on ground was a method.
Oh, yeah, that's
The,
weird.
the rest of them are methods.
Yeah, on ground is just a bool.
And then if climbing is not true
Wait. Oh, okay.
in fixed update. Only apply gravity in fixed update if we're not climbing. That's smart.
So I was thinking for Basically, I was gonna try to work out my own system for wall running, but then I realized that wall running is gonna just be a different version of this, basically. So I figured I'd wait. And this is kind of what I was thinking. Like for wall running, I was thinking it would be like while you're on a steep, like add an upward force to like make gravity lesser. But it's smarter to just cut gravity out completely.
Yeah, actually, oh, what's that one? I'm gonna do a quick detour, I think.
Is this just at the end of update state then?
It's at, or wait, which bit?
If you're
If
not
climbing?
climbing.
I think you put it around the velocity plus gravity, or
Oh,
plus
is that
equal
not
gravity.
red? Yeah, okay. Um, where is that? I may have a mistake. Oh, it's fixed update. I'm sorry. I was in update state still.
I don't know why I thought just looking up Unity game dev log would find what I was looking for. There's so many of these.
There we go. Fixed update.
Number ones. There's a lot of number ones. It's all number ones. Number two.
And then they stop.
Number one. Number four. 1. 15. There we go.
Hey, they did it.
7. 1. 1. 18. I think that's the same guy. Oh no, that's one of the one guys. Okay.
So he just skipped straight to 18. It's a bold strategy.
Yeah, why don't we do that? I think it's just wall running. It was a whole like series that like every week I would go into YouTube and look up some tutorial, and it would pop up for like, oh, this week.
And
Oh,
he had
this guy
one on
actually
wall
has
running.
some. Well, his whole game is wall running.
Oh.
It's like almost all of it. It's a platformer. This actually, like, the animation looks pretty good.
Let me switch to your screen here.
It's got a great Toon Shader. I think that's why I know about this, is because it was from Toon Shader research.
I'm not sure how into the low frame animation I am there. I think there are some places where it looks good and there's some places where I don't really like it.
Yeah, I think I've definitely gotten more used to it.
Those look
after
exactly like
playing.
my coins. He fucking stole my coins.
What is this? Just a ball?
Look at my. They look identical. What the fuck?
It's a ball with a light attached.
That's funny. Oh no, mine aren't balls. Mine are cylinders.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his is just a sphere.
This motherfucker. He got away with it this time.
But yeah,
Why was that
he
Skyrim?
has. Oh well, what was Skyrim?
I saw the Skyrim opening flash for a second.
I don't know. Oh yeah.
I think it was at the beginning.
I mean, I see Todd Howard up here somewhere. Where is he?
I just saw a flash of it. Maybe I'm just like schizophrenic. I don't know.
No, I moused over and I see Todd Howard. There, do you see him?
Well, yeah, they're just using him like a meme though, saying it just works. It's just works meme.
Well, where is it? Why doesn't it play?
Well, it's about to.
I don't think it is.
It's gonna like right now.
I don't think so.
All of this just works.
Oh my god.
Yeah. See,
I skipped over then that 1 second. I feel like I watched that whole thing waiting for it twice.
There it was. After some open world. Yeah.
That's this whole thing, is he's talking about making the open world. But yeah, he has a good I think he has a good wall run, or at least a wall glide.
Yeah, it's like
Kind
a
of
slide.
The fact that it's also the like rollerblade movement, I feel like this is exactly Lucio. Like, doesn't Lucio have the robot legs? Maybe
Yeah, he
that's
kind
just
of
my
does.
skin.
I'm pretty sure default Lucio has that. Yeah.
Well, either way, this is someone who's updated pretty regularly for a long time.
I would like. Did they have like a video where they talked about how they did wall running?
Yeah, they
Could
have
you
a
link
video on
that,
like here. I'll link that.
or just
They,
drop it in
they
the Discord at the very least?
yeah, they've had a video. I just remember like their first video where the model was super chunky.
Yeah, I feel like most likely it's going to end up being some variant of this climbing mode, as well as some of the ideas from this one. See, that's more in line with what my running animation or my wall run animation is like. Except that I had the wall. Actually, can you play that again? How the fuck did they get? They got it working
I think
without.
he's gonna.
Damn, that's the problem I had, is trying to make it look good without her hand being on the wall, like having her pump her arms. That's hard. That
Yeah,
was
I
hard to
think.
make that look good for me.
Yeah, I think he just tilts her a little bit at the hip.
Yeah, it makes it seem very easy. That's
Actually, yeah.
something
Let's
I'll
look at these
study.
poses. Let's look at these poses real quick. What's the? Is it
It's the
period?
it's
Yeah.
the yeah, period and comma. I ended up pretty happy with my wall run animation though, but
Yeah.
it would be nice to keep her arms free.
Well, it looks like he like look at the foot. It's not right up against the wall. I feel like he's just doing the
He's
run
reusing the run
animation.
animation tilted.
He's just doing the run animation tilted. Yeah.
Can you play the run animation? But yeah, it took a few iterations for me to get happy with my wall run. And it's still not perfect, but I like it.
I guess at this state, it's maybe not what he was even at. Like,
Well, maybe that's
like
why
at
he went with
that
the
point, he
slide.
might not have.
He just pivoted the whole thing. But yeah, if he could talk, if he goes into how, like, as you can see, my animations only play one way, like how he went about making them flip depending on what wall you're on, because that was something that I was like thinking over, and I had a bunch of probably really bad ideas about it, but I couldn't get like a solid answer. Okay, we good?
Yeah.
Wall relative movement. So now, actually, I guess I should demo that. Whatever. Now it's set up so that while we're on the wall, gravity doesn't affect us, basically. While we're on a climbable surface.
Wait, was that a question?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get that at all. What was the question?
So the idea is now while we're on a wall, gravity doesn't really affect us.
Yeah.
I can't like go
Or
down. There we go. I get like stuck on the wall and I just like slide upwards. I guess it still is a whip work in progress. I guess yeah, that actually is the same thing that happens to him.
yeah, I
He
mean
just floats up.
all that's happening is that we're interacting with the a climbable surface, and the climbing is turned on, and because climbing is turned on, gravity is no longer applied. So we're not really climbing. We're just
Yeah.
turning off gravity.
There we go.
That works pretty good though.
Just
I
like
feel like
as like a
that
wall stick.
yeah, that like a honestly, I think some of the stuff that I originally thought for the pool time idea where you would stick to the wall, I feel like you could probably get away with just like a gravity fluctuation.
That's true,
Maybe not.
yeah. Especially if
But
you could localize it to just one thing rather than like all the props shifting with you too, you know?
yeah, that is true.
I'm sure
Also,
I'm
though,
sure that's possible.
the the fact that this is like super physics focused plays into that. There might be like a better way if you're not doing full physics on the body, you know.
Okay. Wall relative movement. As soon as we touch a wall, gravity gets ignored and we stick to it as long as we remain on a flat area. But we also mostly lose control of the sphere, for the same reason that we did when we changed gravity without reorienting the camera. We don't want to change the camera's up vector in this case because it should always match gravity, otherwise it would get very disorienting. So what we'll do instead is make movement relative to the wall and gravity, ignoring the camera's orientation. So basically we have the wall orientation and then gravity, and they're kind of like perpendicular, most likely. I guess they're not perpendicular. I don't know. The wall's normal and gravity
Yeah,
force.
the normal is.
And adjust velocity, begin by checking if we're climbing. If so, don't use the default right and forward input axes for X and Z before projection on the contact plane. Instead, use the up axis for Z and the cross product of the contact normal and up axis for X. Thus, the orientation of the controls switches when touching a wall. See, this is. I need this level of big brain applied to the rotation problem because
Yeah.
there's still some cracks in that system that I currently have, but whatever.
I figured out the what a dot product is. I feel
Oh yeah,
very dumb because it's so simple, but for some reason, even when I looked it up a bunch of times,
yeah.
it
Every time I look it up and look at a picture of it, it doesn't help me very much.
yeah, someone explained it in some video I watched and it helped a lot. It's basically um I'll draw it really quick.
So I mean, we're not exactly rushing on this one. This is intended to be a
Yeah.
longer stream, anyways. But it
Like
also, yeah.
you have the plane. Oh, whoops. So you have like vector 1 and then vector 2, I guess. So the idea is like the if you had say a vector this way that's vector 3, the dot product of vector 1 and vector 3 would be 0. Or wait, actually, specifically for 0, I don't know if that's true because I'm starting to think maybe it could never. I think it could be 0, but basically, I'll explain it the way that I do know for sure. If
Okay.
there was a vector 3 here, the dot product would be 1. It's like from here to here is from 1 to 0 basically. It's how parallel two things are. If something is exactly
Huh.
parallel, then it's 1, and if it's perpendicular, I'm pretty sure it's 0. I'm starting to think maybe it decays
It's
towards
like a
0
limit.
whenever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna because I just thought, how do you get a 0 dot product? Oh, right. I think they can't be negative. That's what it was.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. That makes sense.
Possibly. I remember that there was some trick that I didn't totally remember.
Lance just tried to send a message. He said, dudes, I got bit by a fucking German Shepherd today on a walk with my dog, and some local had his dog not on a leash, and they got into it, and I broke it up. And I got an auto mod thing that says it held a message for the reason of race, ethnicity, or religion, and it highlighted fucking German. It's like, watch out, this guy might be a little.
Can you add permitted term?
Allow
Fucking
fucking
German.
Germans.
I don't know if we do. I don't know if we want that.
There you go. I allowed it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mippy video add permitted term fucking German. Did I do that or was that you?
No, that was you.
That's really funny.
That's cool though that it just lets you don't have to do it by hand. Like you just allow it through and then it'll
Like a
say like,
case
oh,
by
okay,
case
you like
basis.
that.
You're all right with fucking German. um, wait, I just realized something. Why do I have the sock pins dance emote on Mippy video? Is Mippy video sub to Scorpy too?
I think I watched on there once and got it
You got
from
a gift
somebody.
sub or something on Mippy
Yeah,
video?
I think so.
Okay. I was gonna say I use my Twitch Prime on Scorpy, but that's my personal Twitch,
Yeah.
so I don't know why I had that emote.
I think
Whatever.
it was gifted when I was on my phone or something.
All right, but yeah, fucking German is now permitted, so you can say that all you want. That was really funny. um, okay. So now we check if you are climbing, then just change the input axis to be relative to the wall, basically. Yeah, that was allowed. So you could combine all of them together then. Why? Just gonna keep pushing the system.
Why am I getting by? Can I truly think of nothing?
Are you gonna make our? Is this gonna affect our algorithm that we have a bunch of like toxic chatters?
Well, maybe if you ban me, ban me.
No. Do it. Ban me, pussy.
Ban this Prime gamer.
Maybe you say fucking gay Germans.
How about I'm not gonna do it.
I don't think it. I can't do it. Like it doesn't. It's not gonna block me,
Yeah.
right? I guess maybe if I go on my personal.
Gay bacon strips. You what? Okay, so I need to add this bit.
Yeah, me too. This is within adjust velocity, and we're replacing the previous axes arguments.
A lot.
Yeah, this is a fat chunk. We definitely should run through it. Okay. Let me know when you got it pasted in there, and then we'll read through to make sure we have a general understanding of what this is doing.
Oh, I remember cross product. You can't see it, but I'm making a really weird shape with my hands. Do a finger gun with your thumb out.
Are you going to be
And
watching
then,
the stream and waiting
yeah.
through the delay?
Well, I'll just say actually that was pretty quick. With the second finger, bend it at your knuckle halfway. So do you see an XYZ axis out of these
Oh, you mean like
fingers?
this?
Yeah.
I guess you can't see it yet, but I just closed my hand. But I know you meant like keep it out like that.
Yeah.
Like bend it like 90. Okay.
So
I've created
the
an
cross
XYZ.
product, the cross product is the cross product of your thumb and index is your middle finger.
Why?
Or rather, the right hand rule says the cross product from is it your middle finger? It's the middle finger and index, and you use your thumb to find it. It's called the right hand rule.
I've learned like 3 right hand rules.
They're all technically the same.
Well, there's like the torque one where like if you rotate, your thumb is pointing in the direction of the torque force, right? Or like the rotational force.
Yeah. The idea is if you go from your index finger to your middle finger, the cross product is your thumb. But if you go from B to A, then the cross or not B from your index or from If you go from your middle to your index, then it's upside down. The idea is
That's
like
crazy.
first finger, then second finger, thumb is pointed up. It's supposed to, it all really just means that the clockwise movement is going into a paper and counterclockwise is coming out of the paper if you were to draw it.
How does that tie into the cross product?
The cross product is it always points up. Look, it always, that's how you find the cross product's direction. It, or that's all it, like it tells you which order. The cross product is like it matters which order you put them in. Which one goes first? A cross with B or B cross with A is different.
Hmm. Okay. Do you have this chunk popped in yet?
No, I've been holding my hand all weird. Adjust velocity. Where is it? Yeah.
See, I was messing with adjust velocity a little bit too. I wasn't actually changing anything, but I was pulling stuff from this for my rotation method I was throwing together. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna have to break all of my connections I've already made with the on the wall animations, because this is gonna get all fucked up. Okay, well, let's see, just to see how it looks, I guess. Oh wait, did I save? No, I didn't. That's pretty cool. It actually kind of works with this animation, only one way. But look how like the hair is still going as if you're falling. Oh, what the fuck? Look how like a chunk of the hair is like coming. I need to fix that. I don't know why that happened. I guess I just missed a bit in the weight painting. That looks funny. This is already a pretty cool system. This is like close to what I would expect it to behave like already. Besides the animations, obviously. I just mean like functionally.
I don't know if this is working for me. I feel like, I mean, gravity is still on when I hit the wall.
Did you put it in fix update? You put the right function there? Like we should let's check
I must
your
have missed it.
let's check your
I
fix
feel
update.
like
Yeah, that seems like that's where the problem would be.
I don't know if I actually remember putting that line in. Where is it? Or no, yeah, if it's
Right
the if
here.
climbing.
If
I
not
don't think
climbing.
yeah, if not climbing. I
That's
didn't put that in.
replacing like there's not another velocity outside of that
Yeah.
if, right?
I remember I just told you how to do it, not
Yeah.
I didn't do it myself.
Oh, so that is the problem then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I registered as that as me doing it. Okay. That should be fine. Yeah. Hey.
See what I mean? Like this is I feel like this already feels like done. This is like such a like already feels really nice.
Oh, that's weird.
I just need to tie the actual animations to it. Oh wait, why is our
It turns off.
it doesn't for me. What is our air acceleration different or something? Is this relying on our air acceleration or our normal acceleration?
I'd imagine it's the normal.
I'm gonna turn air acceleration like all the way down. See if it
Oh,
changes anything.
do you think that's what it is? It's like snap speed?
And I'll turn acceleration all the way up.
I didn't realize. We're snapping to the wall.
I guess so. What is your snap angle? Your snap speed? 45?
Yeah.
And then what is your ground angle? 45?
Yeah. My max speed is much lower than the max snap speed. Yeah, if I hit this edge, there's like a little
Yeah, mine is
edge
too.
here.
What about the ledge?
Well, for me, sometimes I hit a ledge and it turns it off, but I feel like that makes more sense. I'm just gonna sit here and see if it.
Well, that works surprisingly well. Look, even on the curved surface. Wow.
Yeah, you have to be pretty careful, I guess. Like corners can throw you.
It seems this works like really well for me. Like inner corners or outer corners?
Like, well, for me, I put a collider like through another collider here. You see?
Oh, so like a ledge kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
Let
those
me
ledges turn it off.
here. Let me see if I could find a situation like that.
It's purely like you just have to
Oh
be
yeah.
careful in like the level design, not the player.
So like this, and then I go pop and like fly off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder if he'll put a check in for that though, because I mean this is like the first thing he did, and it's like already like, I would if I did this on my own, I would be like, I'm done. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's still, we're like halfway through it. This
So
works fine. Oh, sorry.
this answers the question of like, is this air acceleration or normal acceleration?
Well, I already checked that by turning air acceleration to 0, and
Well, I
I could
mean,
still
just the next
control.
section.
Oh, okay.
Next section, we add climb speed and acceleration.
Oh, that's good. That's so good. This works fine when looking straight at a wall, but it gets less intuitive when viewing the wall at other angles because the control directions don't align perfectly. For example, when pressing right to walk straight into a wall, then right will visually become backward when touching the wall, while forward becomes up. That's confusing. Wait. When pressing right to walk straight to a wall,
Yeah, like
right
right
will
here,
visually become backward.
like here, up is up, but if you're here and then I'm pressing right to go up the wall, up is still up. Right is backwards now
So up should
because
be
it's still right.
forward along the wall, kind of, and then right should be up the wall in that case. Like, what should right be?
Uh, I guess it should be up here if you want to make it like specific to the camera angle. Because right now we're basically just like controlling it on a grid. I don't know. I feel like it's not the worst case.
I could see how it's a problem, but I'm just like, I'm
Yeah, I think
still
he's just
feeling like
pointing it
this is
out.
acceptable. I'm sure he's gonna fix it.
Yeah, I think he's just like pointing it out to avoid an email.
Um, the most extreme case is when looking away from the wall, in which case the left and right controls appear flipped. But that would be an awkward view angle to begin with. The idea is that the player would change to a better view angle as they get ready to climb. Alternatively, the camera could be programmed to do this automatically, but that is very hard to get right in arbitrary situations and often leads to player frustration. Advanced camera automation is not part of this tutorial.
I forgot I put in the upside down gravity. I forgot this was a box.
Oh yeah. So you could
So
just
it's
run on
like
the bottom of your level.
it's impossible to jump off the level.
That's kind of cool.
There's no death. This is hell.
Why do we immediately fall when moving to an unclimbable surface? Well, it's because gravity turns back on, right? Okay. Climb speed and acceleration. Climbing is typically much slower than running and also requires more precise control because of a slight misstep can result in a fall, both in real life and for our sphere. Also, slowing down makes the sudden control orientation switch more manageable. So, add max climb speed and max climb acceleration configurable options. We want a low speed and high acceleration for maximum control. So, let's use 2 and 20 as their default values. You generally want to keep the speed low, but I'll use double the default for fast testing. It's a good idea. Um, so we have our max speed serialized field. I just gotta find that and tack it onto there. Oh wait, I actually may have fucked this up. Oh yeah, mine is called current speed, not max speed. That's the problem. Not a big deal though. It doesn't really matter. That's why I couldn't find it though. Actually, I should just include it in this.
Which max speed is appropriate can vary per physics step, which isn't in lockstep with the update loop. Thus, we can no longer suffice with determining the desired velocity in update. So get rid of the desired velocity field and instead promote the player input variable to a field. Feels like it could have gone anywhere.
Sorry, I still had to do a little bit of. I did get caught up there.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I get why it would come up at three different speeds, but I guess what he's saying is like the switching. I don't know. I don't get why we're doing this right now. I
Well,
feel
I
like
already
this.
set up a kind of system to do this, which is kind of making me a little nervous, because that's how I did like the sprint and then the walk. Is I
Mhm.
just have like one speed that's just like controls what the speed is, and then once the buttons are pressed, it just changes that current speed to be one of the values, either sprint speed, walk speed, or base speed. So I don't think it'll matter though. I think it should be okay.
Yeah.
It's just making me a little nervous. Okay, so within this is in check velocity that we change the player input or whatever. Update velocity,
I think just an update.
adjust velocity. Well, the first chunk is above update. Where's
I think
that?
that we're just defining stuff and we're taking out velocity, desired velocity, and connection velocity, and just we're re-adding velocity, connection velocity, or no, yeah. So we're just taking out desired velocity, and then we're adding a vector to player input at the top.
You are right. You are right. So we're taking it out of update, right? We didn't define those up top before.
We defined velocity and connection velocity up there, right?
I don't remember. I couldn't find it. I thought we made those in update, but I might be wrong.
No, mine were outside.
Oh, here they are. Velocity, desired velocity, connection velocity. I just dumped that whole line. Okay.
Actually, you just cut out the desired velocity. Oh yeah, you already did that. Nice.
Okay, I see. I see where we are now then. So now within update, I gotta get rid of vector 2 player input and desired velocity. Then select the appropriate acceleration and speed and adjust velocity and calculate the desired velocity components when needed. Okay. So yeah, maybe I should have done the shit to change the movement state in adjust velocity instead of in its own method. That probably would have been smarter. So that's maybe something I'll do off stream, is adapt all of that into the adjust velocity.
Oh, so he's making generic acceleration and speed and then using our different max things to set which one is the current acceleration and speed. So if climbing, use max climb acceleration and climb speed.
That's pretty close to what I did, actually.
Nice.
It's like it's a very similar idea. It's not exactly the same. Okay. So create a new variable called acceleration and speed. If you are climbing, acceleration is just your max climb acceleration and speed is just your max climb speed. Else your acceleration is calculated based on the other means of acceleration and your speed is just your max speed. And then either way, why did we have to change the new x new z method? I guess because it was using desired velocity instead of player input. Desired velocity is obsolete now. That's still in adjust velocity. It's at the very bottom. It's like the last thing to do.
Yeah, we promoted player input to be our desired velocity, basically.
I think I missed the definition. Why doesn't max speed exist for me? Oh, that's right. It's because it's called current speed for me.
I was about to say, I think because that's weird. My screens are like, they were like a centimeter down. You know when you like lock your screen to the side?
No.
Like that?
Oh, yeah.
It was like down, like just a centimeter. I could see my background perfectly. It was like that. I wonder why. I do this every day.
Oh, did I have an error?
You know what game this is from?
Oh,
It's
shit.
like a little jingle that plays on loop over something, and it goes like do 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 do. Do 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 do. Maybe is it from Mippy Medium? Do you recognize that as a Mippy Medium thing?
No, I think of like
Do
Flash
do do
cartoons.
do 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 do. Ah, it's been playing in my head all day. Do 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 do. I'm
I
trying to
feel
think
like I
what game.
might have watched a video with that song in it recently.
Maybe it's a video.
Well, it's a very popular thing for sure, but that you mean like that's why it's in your mind?
Is it? You recognize it at least?
Yeah, I feel like that's used in like Newgrounds Flash cartoons. I feel like a
Yeah,
lot.
that must be what it is.
But there's a specific video I watched that I feel like used it.
I think it must be one of Wayne's Flash game things that maybe I sent
In
you.
real life. If I ever hit 100, probably shouldn't. When are you? I genuinely don't know how Anthony. The
So
camera
I was
from
trying to think, like, I don't play
I'd be
any
surprised if,
games with
I'm
remotely
going to get it
like
framed
silly
that
music.
I made, but don't only get 100,000 subscribers. Hello, here I am again.
Damn. Okay, that's not what I was thinking of. I found the video I was thinking of at least, but it was a different song. It was that, but yeah. That's gonna be hard to find that. I think of like a random day, that kind of shit.
I thought it was Obama Ball Z, but it's not. That has another very, very good song. Really dark.
Why is this so hard to find? I thought this thing was popular. I thought it was just called like a very random, yeah, a random day.
I'm
This
very glad that I
era.
found this Obama Ball Z video. Now I do. The tune is gone from my head. I could not tell you how it goes. Now I have this one in my head.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, I know.
I think I had a similar experience just now too. Well, I had. That's the
I
song.
gotta follow. Inca Games is still making videos.
What the fuck is that? I gotta fix this.
Inca Games made Obama Ball Z, and they're posting videos like last month.
Damn.
Obama and Pigsaw versus aliens. He updated the Obama picture. Boom, boom. This one, yeah, this one is just that song. Oh, wow. I feel like I want to play through all these games. Because now it takes place post-presidency. Now it's Donald Trump is in the White House and Obama's just like walking around.
It's aged like fine wine.
From 2 years ago. Oh my god. Sorry. He has a Simpsons knockoff called The Brixons.
But that
This is
is
Grandpa...
The Simpsons.
Yeah, but this is Grandpa Brixon.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can. Look at all the proof.
Oh no.
Same song. Oh.
That's not the song you're looking for, is it?
Now it is. Because I don't remember. I'm trying to think how the other one went. and I'll have to. I don't know. Grandpa Bricks and Jig Trap. All of them have to do with like Jigsaw being an anti-hero, sort of like Shadow the Hedgehog to Obama's Sonic.
How was desired velocity even used before? Like, I feel like he just removed it and it didn't even change anything from his end.
In New X. In New X, it was desired velocity dot x, and now it's player input dot x times speed.
Okay.
Because originally we got desired velocity from player input times speed, basically. Do we remove the whole line from acceleration, or do we just put it in the else? We just put it in the else, right?
Hold on, I can't think right now. I'm
Yeah,
I'm trying to like quickly fix a problem
Yeah,
that's
I figured it
surfaced
out.
because of this now. You don't even remember the original song you're trying to find now, do you?
Let me try and remember it. No, I don't remember now.
I had a similar thing with Spanish Flea for a while.
That's how it goes in my head, and that's not it.
Fuck. Fuck.
Oh no, it wasn't that one.
Remember, that's the one I spent like a really fucking long time trying to find that song.
That's like
It was just stuck in my
a
head.
game show thing, right?
Yeah, it was on like the Bachelor show or some shit like that.
Yeah. Name your honey.
Fuck.
Name your honey. What's your honey's name?
I think I'm just gonna keep desired velocity in here. I can't fix this problem now. I don't know what to do.
Well, where else is desired velocity used for you? You
With
must have
that's
used
how
it
I
somewhere else.
Yeah, well, I know exactly where the problem is. It's within the rotation. The rotation problem we had like a million years fixing. I was using that to determine what the forward was, but now like what I don't know what like replaced that.
You replaced it with player input.
Yeah, but that didn't work.
Player input. Oh, maybe you have to reroute some stuff because it was originally desired velocity dot z that we used for
Well,
z,
I
and now
can
we're
do
using
it.
a y.
I just can't do a. Oh wait, maybe it's this. Oh, never mind. I got it. Let's see if that does it. that original song is just gone with the fucking wind now. I 100% recognized it and I know it from shit. It's just putting my finger on it is hard. Okay, that fixed it. It was a simple problem, I think. I just misunderstood something. You were right though. It was just player input. Okay, back on track. I guess I actually didn't test the climbing. Hold on, let me make sure the different speed worked.
I feel like we blew past the fact that Lance got bit by a dog.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't really take in that story at all because of the German
Yeah.
thing. Let's like actually, let's actually digest this now.
I think he might be God at this point, but
That's people that do that shit where they just like leave their dog on the loose and they don't put a leash on him, especially if it's like a big ass dog like a German Shepherd, you know? Like it just, I guess you have a lot of faith in your dog, but like that kind of shit goes wrong like very often. It's not really
yeah,
a
I
risk
feel like
that feels worth taking.
I feel like a lot of people want to be able to do that.
Yeah, and it's just like a kind of immature thing to be like
Yeah.
to do it, to actually do it. Like it feels like a natural impulse. Just be like, "Oh, my dog's smart. He won't attack people. He's
Yeah,
nice."
he's not easily scared and spooked by anything.
Where is my climb speed? There we go. Let's bring climb speed up a little bit. Just a tiny little bit. I would like to incorporate. Well, I guess this is assuming it's a ladder. I guess it doesn't really make sense if it's not a ladder. But I was saying, like, if you could, like, slide down, you know, like, kind of just let yourself fall, but, like, slide along it. But then climbing
Yeah.
up is slow, and then going down is faster. That would be kind of a nice little checklist. Okay, are you ready?
Um, I guess I missed putting in player input. Yeah.
Oh,
I gotta do that.
Okay.
Vector 2.
In the meantime, I will demonstrate what the next problem we're gonna address is. It looks like we're gonna take, oh shit. This thing, where you're climbing, and you go, I wanna go over there. Nope. You just fly off. Now ideally, you'll actually, like, kind of climb between them. This is kind of nice. Aw, damn, why did it stop? It was doing the wall run animation for a second there, and it actually looked kind of cool. It's really slow, but I wonder why that is happening. Let's see. Is running, is falling, is on steep, and is on wall. I guess I just don't have the exit back from wall slide to wall run properly. That's the problem. So if I jump off of it, goes wall run, wall run.
Well, now this game's pretty easy. Get up to the tower.
Oh shit. Whoops. Yeah, I just don't even have a transition from wall slide to wall run. I just realized that. I think that's a pretty easy fix though. Is running true? Is sprinting true? Or is walk? No, wait, shit. That's gonna be 3 separate transitions.
Oh, that's weird. This isn't registering as climbable. I wonder what I did. I feel like I didn't put this as unclimbable. Yeah, these are both the same. These are the same layer.
Is it like the midpoint of the gravity?
There shouldn't be any gravity on this bit.
So say
It's
maybe
one
it's
big.
because there's no gravity. Like, is it tied to the gravity somehow?
I don't think so. Hmm. I wonder if I don't know. I honestly have no clue. Could it be because I'm jumping onto it? No. You have to jump onto stuff. This works.
Yeah, I can jump and climb.
Weird. I wonder if this is like a child of something that's in a different layer. I don't know why that would. I mean, they're identical layers.
Hmm. Oh, you know that thing I explained where you can still jump after you walk off a ledge for a little bit?
Yeah.
I saw a really good phrase for that I like, and I'm going to use it forever now. Coyote time.
Oh yeah, that is a good phrase. Uh,
Where are you?
I put myself on top,
Is this hell?
but gravity is really weak up here. Wait. I want to see if I can climb on this.
If you can get there.
Power to the or pearls to the players, I guess.
This looks like an afterlife analogy.
I'm like, I'm being pulled by the other. Those still have gravity.
Oh shit.
Hey, that's climbable.
You
I wonder then.
She climbing.
Actually, wait. Why doesn't it fire here?
What is climbable?
Yeah,
Standing on top. Why would it?
because I'm in
Aren't you on
contact
ground?
with a. Is that what stops it on ground?
Well, you're just standing on a flat surface.
But I'm touching an unclimbable. I'm
Oh yeah,
colliding
look,
with
it's the same
something
for
in the
me. Like,
climbable mass. Yeah, I just don't know why.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know
just
what
on
prevents
ground. It
that.
just like overrules it. Are you going off of just the light, or is there something else that's like tripping?
The blue, when he turns blue.
Oh yeah. I think it's just when you're on the wall. I don't think it's like.
Yeah, I remember. I thought I remember it being. It just checks if our collision matches that layer.
Hmm.
Oh, max climb angle. I think it has to do with max climb angle.
Look at my new climb animation.
Nice.
She gets small. For some reason it shrinks her. God. I gotta fix this.
Yeah, this is some spaghetti.
Yeah, I don't know how to organize the animation shit. Like, it's all over the place. I don't know how else to do it though. But whatever. Figure it out eventually. Okay. Did you figure that out then?
Yeah.
Alright. Climbing around corners. At this point, it is already possible to climb around inner wall corners where the climbable surface curves toward the sphere, but outer corners of any degree cannot be climbed as moving past them causes the sphere to lose contact with the wall and fall. We can get around this problem by always accelerating the sphere toward the surface it's climbing. This represents the climber's grip, for which we'll simply use the max climb acceleration. Do this in fix update while climbing instead of applying gravity. Ah. So if you're climbing, gravity is essentially just towards the wall now. That keeps us attached to the wall as long as we're not moving too fast, or the wall isn't moving too fast if it's animated. But if it's animated, but would cause us to get stuck in the 90-degree inner corners. That was a weirdly structured sentence, but I guess I get it. We can avoid that by reducing the grip strength a bit, say to 90% of the max acceleration, which would only slow us down but no longer stop us in the inner corners. Okay. Although this works, the grip acceleration slows down jumps away from the wall. To prevent that, turn off climbing if we just jumped, just like how we turn off ground snapping. We can do that by having the climbing property also check whether there's been more than 2 steps since the last jump. So, that's weird. Okay. Note that high max climb acceleration relative to the max climb speed is needed to reliably cling to surfaces. Besides that, the speed cannot be too high, otherwise the sphere can end up launching itself too far away from the wall in a single physics step. Okay. Well, let's give that a go. I don't know why I went so fucking far away from any edges. God damn it. That didn't work. Whoops. Let's try it again, maybe. Damn it. That does not seem to be working. I guess it does if I push inwards, kind of. Yeah, if I like angle it right. But I expected it to just kind of snap. I still fly off pretty bad.
I think I was expecting like the capsule, I feel like the only thing that I expect the capsule to mess up on is when you calculate normals. But maybe I feel like since it's like the bottom corner or the bottom half of the capsule that's touching, it should be okay. But I could see that possibly causing problems because with the ball, like the contact normal is always just whatever you're touching is like it's pointed towards the center of the ball. But you have like tries on there, you know?
On the capsule?
Yeah, like you have a flat surface, so the angle might be different.
Maybe. I'm gonna try to just remove that 90% reduction thing, maybe. Make mine a little bit more strong, clinging to the corners. Also, what is his acceleration and all that?
Yeah, mine is not working.
I just fly off the corners, right? Is that the same for you?
Yeah.
I can do it. Like, I technically can climb around the corner. It just, like, I have to, like, finagle it just right. I have to be, like, pushing into the corner. But I definitely expected to be able to just hold right, you know? And just clip around it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it seems to work for me. I feel like I'm not doing anything special.
Go from, like, right here, just hold left and don't rotate your camera at all. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, that's what that does not work for me.
Wow, you actually it maintains it. I'm just holding one thing and I'm going in a full circle around this, even with the ledges.
I should just make a little tower so I could stop having to fuck around with this thing. I'm just gonna lift this up. Yeah, you see my problem? Just boop. Slide right off. It's like I didn't even change anything.
What does your collider look like when you're on the wall?
So I would just move to scene view so I could see that. Yeah, it's just like parallel with it.
Yeah.
I suppose like actually I have a sphere collider. I could just toggle it on, toggle off the capsule, see if it's that. No, I fucked something else up. See, if I like force it, it'll work, but if I just hold right like you were doing, it doesn't snap around the corner. There's no, we didn't make like a climb snap angle, did we?
No. We made a climbable, we made a max climbable angle, I guess. Actually, I didn't think about that. Maybe left to right is different than right to left. Oh.
Yeah, I fly off both sides still. Maybe we do a little code comparing.
Yeah.
So this is within fixed update. If climbing, else gravity.
Yeah,
Damn,
that
it's like
looks
2 lines
right.
of code. It's like so simple. Damn it. Yeah, there's like no room for me to have made a mistake here. It's such a simple
So maybe
chunk. Note that a high max climb acceleration relative to the max climb speed. So what did you leave your climb acceleration speed at the defaults?
yeah.
Let me bring this back down to 2 then, because I did increase my max climb speed to 4. Let me see if I bring it back down to 2. So yours are 2 and 20 or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that is it. Okay, it's just the speed. Let me turn back on the capsule collider. Okay, so all I had to do is turn up the acceleration, the climb acceleration, to compensate for the
Okay.
max climb speed, basically.
That makes sense.
So if I turn the climb speed up to 4, then I gotta turn the climb acceleration, 40, I suppose? I'll double it as well.
It's because that the force holding us onto the corner is defined by your max climb acceleration.
There we go. Alright, I mean, it still looks like dog shit because my animations, but ignore that. Don't bother. Don't bother. Okay, cool. Optional climbing. Now that climbing works, let's make it optional. We control it via a climb button, which we configure by going to the input project settings, duplicating the jump entry via its context menu, renaming it to climb, and assigning it to a different button. As long as the button is held down, we want to climb if possible. So we check it via input get button instead of get button down. Yeah, whenever I do new buttons, I've just been doing it directly as the button rather than making an input. I probably should be doing that. Did he say what button he made his? I guess it doesn't really matter, but just to be a little curious.
No, just a climb button.
I'll set it to
I'm gonna do left click.
I suppose I could do control, left control. I do want to add a. Oh no, never mind. I think that's walk. But I do want to add a fucking actual climb or an actual crouch eventually too. It's got to be something where you can still hit all the WASD buttons, so it can't be a. It's got to be a pinky button or a thumb button. I suppose it could just be left alt. It's not great, but whatever. See, I also got rid of this line, the desired jump line, because I replaced how I call that, but I'll add that back in and just leave it commented out for now, just so I don't forget about that. Now we should check only for a climbable surface and evaluate collision if climbing is desired. Okay, he's doing this is something that's going to cause me a little bit of trouble, but it's not a huge deal. But I already have a walk
He's
button.
doing some mechanics.
I already have a walk button set up, so now I'm thinking I should like combine them. So I gotta... Maybe I just get all the logic I have for the walk and just tie it to the same thing here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We can do that by using the max climb speed and adjust velocity even if we're not climbing, but we're on the ground and desiring to climb. So we're using the climb speed if we're on the ground and we desire climbing, basically.
Wait, what did I do? I messed something up.
What's the problem? Can't climb anymore?
Oh, okay, there we go. It was weird. For a second, I turned it on. I just changed like the name of the input field, and it turned my thing red for some reason.
Oh, like you had some sort of error?
Yeah. This is pretty nice with left shift, actually.
Yeah, but you're gonna need to be able to sprint.
Yeah,
God.
but you might not need to walk. So you could
What?
always be sprinting.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a new bug. I could like climb on rigid bodies kind of, and it like launches me. See, alt is a really bad key because alt anything is like, it's like doing shit in the fucking editor.
Oh yeah.
So I can't test anything. I guess I'll do left click for now.
I want to try and get climbing on this. I want to see if you can hold on to a moving thing or if it just throws you off. Yeah.
Whoa. That's pretty cool.
You could do a whole level like this. Spikes on the top and bottom.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty fun. I suppose it could just be caps lock. I don't know. Tab, no.
It would be good to know how to do the like the hold down, or like what the best way is to set up a toggle button.
Guess I'll just do left control for now.
What was the physics layer that we like the camera avoids?
Let me check.
I wonder if I even made that.
Camera ignore. It doesn't ignore anything. Like by default on the matrix at least.
Yeah, I never made camera ignore.
What? Oh shit.
I remember that was one that I just sat and watched you do. For whatever reason.
That's a convenient one.
Yeah, that was one that I felt like I could get away with not having to actually have in the script. But I'll do that on my own time because I see the value of it now. It would be very good to put on climbable surfaces so that you could like go around them.
And yeah, the default of everything is that it should be not climbable. We should have very few climbable things. Because if everything's climbable, this gets like super annoying. But whatever, that's level design. Okay. Are we ready then? You want to pick back up?
Yeah.
However, that's not enough to prevent the sphere from potentially launching itself after reaching the top of the wall. To do that, we have to apply the climb grip acceleration in fixed update along with gravity if we're not climbing, but desire to and are on the ground. So you want to climb and you're on the ground. We have a different acceleration as well in that case. Does that mean your gravity, if it acts differently if you're just standing there holding climbing? I guess it doesn't matter because you're standing.
You're talking about standing still on a slope?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It just said if you're standing at all and you want to climb, then he adjusts your acceleration. There it is. Again, that's not feeling too great. Hold on. Oh, I guess I just didn't save. I could have swore I did, but whatever. Let's see. It's not even like slowing me down. Isn't it supposed to slow me down?
When you hold it,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because I have a thing that shows my current speed, and it's just it's staying the same. Hmm. Let me know if your thing works properly.
Yeah, I mean, holding shift slows me down, yeah. So I'm running full speed. Wait, does it slow you in the air? I don't think so. I feel like that's kind of useless. I get replicating like I definitely get it does replicate the like bracing for a jump, but I feel like every time I go for a climb, I jump onto the wall and then press climb instead of doing it before. Maybe controller testing would be different. So what's different here?
I think this is the problem, but oh, okay, I see the problem. Fucking renaming shit once again. I thought I found the line, but I was like, oh, this variable is different than this variable, so that's not the right line. But I forgot I fucking renamed this variable for no reason. I'm gonna just name it back. I don't know why I did that. There. Okay. So now I fucked up this line, though. I'm hoping it's just that. I guess I should just go check.
Which bit? You can look at
If
mine.
climbing. Oh yeah,
In
if
adjust velocity?
yeah, if climbing and then speed. What does speed equal?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool.
Max climb speed.
That's so fucked up. Okay, it is working. It's not working with my speedometer though, but that's just it's dumb. Uh-oh. Come on. Okay, that's a little fucked. See that? I can't just like
That's got to be the capsule.
ah. Going up it works fine, and going down works fine if I just rotate the camera. Interesting. Yeah, and also since I have it as control, every time I fucking am climbing downwards, it says you must exit play mode to save the scene. Because every fucking control does something in the editor too, so debugging is super annoying. I don't know how to get around that. Whatever.
Are the numpad inputs different from regular numbers, I wonder?
I don't know. Okay. Well, now we're on standing still on a slope.
Oh, this says keypad 7 instead of 7 in the, if you were to like specify what it's called.
Okay. We can use the same trick to keep we can use the same trick that gives us climbing grip to keep us in place when standing on a slope. Normally gravity would pull the sphere down so it slowly slides down slopes, but when standing still it makes sense to automatically apply force to counter gravity. We can simulate that by projecting gravity on the contact normal when we are on the ground and our velocity is very low. Say less than 0.1 or 0.01 if squared. That eliminates the gravity component that causes the sliding while still pulling the sphere to the surface. So he foreshadowed fixing this like a long time ago, I remember.
Yeah.
It seems random to put this in here though. Hello Jesus. It's going. We're doing an extra longer one just because we missed a couple of days, but it's still, it's going. We've been going for like 2 hours already though, so we're just gonna finish this tutorial and then call it, I think. But we got climbing working. It looks super janky on my end because all the animations aren't timed up. That's something I'm gonna have to figure out off stream most likely. Yeah. Right now we're making it so that you don't slowly slide down slopes anymore, which is a problem that I like forgot we had. It's just funny.
Yeah, didn't the snapping like fix that to some degree, or I may have just put it out of my head entirely. I don't have any slopes here. I guess this one. Oh yeah, it still happens. If you just sit on a slope.
Yeah, I just forgot that was a problem, but I do remember him foreshadowing that he was going to fix it.
I get why he would do it now, because he did a very similar thing before. Like, he did another practical thing with it when he like holds us into the corners. When we go around corners, we apply a force in the direction of the contact normal, or opposite, I guess. Yeah, we have climbing now. That's been our thing today, Jesus.
Look at that. I don't slide down the slope no more. But yeah, look at this. I could climb. It's kind of works. So she's using the wall running animation set still. So it doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't really work. And I do have a climbing animation set, but just setting up all the logic for that is going to be something, like, again, that I do off stream. But yeah, you can see, like, I could climb up stuff. You snap onto it. You could climb back down. You can choose if you want to be climbing or not. So I could also just wall run on the surface, or I could jump and then grab it and then climb. And you could also set certain things to be climbable. So we could set up, like, this is a area with vines or whatever, and you can climb up that. Yeah, and then also if you hold down the climb button, it slows down your character a little bit, just so that you can get that angle just right, I think is the idea.
Well, this is a complete mystery to me, this part.
What?
This section. Because look, I can get all the way around the tower, pretty much, except for on this face. Doesn't work.
That is weird.
It's not flipped. I see the backs of stuff if they're flipped. So I have no clue.
Maybe make another object like right in the exact same spot. You know what I mean? See if it's like the spot or the object.
Well, like, look at this. Like, that works. All the way up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess I didn't check this face. No, that one doesn't work either. Very weird.
You're just going so fast you clipped through that?
Yeah, that's something to fix, I guess.
Isn't that physics step or something?
Yeah, but I think there's ways you can like mitigate it without like having to change the physics step. Yeah, I don't know how I made just some faces unclimbable.
It's bizarre. I don't know.
Oh well.
Alright, well, climbing out of crevices. Unfortunately, our climbing approach doesn't work when the sphere is stuck in a crevice, which is the case when steep contacts would get converted to ground contact. In that situation, we end up on an effectively horizontal surface, which doesn't work with our climbing controls that assume a mostly vertical surface. To get out of this situation, we'll keep track of the last climb normal that we detected. I feel like this could almost be completely mitigated by level design too, but it's good to have it just in case.
Yeah. This section is for crevice gamers.
The whole core of my game is crevices. It all
This
comes back to crevices.
It's too flat. There needs to be a little section that you can get stuck in and you can't move out.
And then he emails him. I keep getting stuck.
Hey, you know, in my game Crevice.
In my game Crevice Quest, like all my crevices get me stuck. What were you thinking?
I made an entire game and then used this guy's movement tutorial, and it didn't work for my game. I feel like that's what this is. It's like you can just plug it in and it should work.
Not in Crevice. Where's climb normal? There you are. Set it each time we get a climb normal and evaluate collision besides accumulating them. Then have check climbing determine if there are multiple climb contacts. If so, have it normalize the climb normal and check whether the result counts as ground, which indicates that we have a crevice situation. To get out of it, just use the last climb normal instead of the aggregate. That way we end up climbing on one of the walls instead of getting stuck. That's pretty smart. Yeah, it just picks the last one you were on. This is so specific. So it's a V-shaped thing that you're climbing within, and you would climb down into the bottom of the crack and just get stuck there.
Yeah.
Like, why would you even be climbing on that surface? Wouldn't you just walk on it?
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe maybe you get caught in between two things with no floor. Like it's just holding you up left and right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and if there's any chance of you getting stuck, you don't want that to be... Like, that's a potential bug that'll come up a bunch, I'm sure.
Yeah, can you imagine being like if we decided that, like, once we're done with this, like, we don't want to touch this anymore and we get into all this other stuff. We get into UI. We run into a bunch of problems when we build it, so we have to, like, figure out how to build a game correctly in Unity so it'll run on everything right. And then we find out we have to change the movement script.
Yeah.
like that. This is such a specific thing too. Like I feel like going back to this script and trying to add something would be so hard.
I don't even know how to like demonstrate the problem that we just fixed.
I think I do.
I mean, look, we did it. I also got to fix this. You go into the wall running state just like walking up something. That's irritating. Oh shit. It isn't just the capsule collider. Oh, it's my rotation. Oh, wait, okay. So I need to create a different set of rotation updates for when you're climbing that locks it to just be facing the wall, I guess. I don't know. This doesn't happen for you
What?
when you're control like you're climb walking towards an edge. Do you just go over the edge and start climbing downwards? You don't get stuck on the ledge. Oh, you do too.
If I'm holding forward, I can.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Can you go over the wall at all if you just look down? Like not by moving the camera.
Not by moving the camera. If I press down, it goes down.
Yeah. Okay. So we do. It is the same problem then. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
thought
think
that
the
was a
idea
me
is that
thing.
it's not meant to be like a gravity-based thing. It's meant to be like press up to get to the top of the wall, press down to get to the bottom of the wall.
Just the fact that you could do this is just really annoying. You just keep bopping over, up and down, over and over.
I feel like this is the equivalent of like teetering over the edge but not jumping off.
Yeah, if you're a ball, but like if you're a character, like look at my screen.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there's something we could put in to check for that. I'm glad we finally fixed the sliding on a slope problem. That problem has been driving me fucking crazy. But yeah, we're done then, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to swimming next stream, which is pretty exciting. I always wanted to swim.
Yeah, this doesn't I get what that problem is because I haven't fixed the crevice problem. How do I crawl onto this flat wall? I can't.
Can you just jump and then grab it?
No. Unless this is having the same problem as the other one. I can climb it on this side. I think it has to do with our last ground angle or something.
So I guess see if maybe the fix will also fix your tower problem.
That's true. I thought it might have to do with the normal, like what normal it saved as like the last one, but now we're actually keeping track of it. Did I?
Yeah, the character probably will wall run on the water. I just realized I have to make swimming animations now too. Oh, whatever. On the stream, it'll just be her just T-posing or walking or something stupid. Who knows? She'll probably just be falling the whole time. I bet you that's what it'll be. She'll be doing the fall animation like this the whole time we're swimming. And then I need
Apparently, I'm not using max climb angle.
There's 0 references to it.
Yeah, I don't know. It says it's never used.
Let me see
Where
where
is
I
it
use
used for you?
Yeah.
Could you control F?
Oh yeah, which one is it? Angle.
Max climb angle.
It's used in on validate.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't even think I use on validate.
On validate is isn't it in update or something?
On validate is just for I thought it was like specifically for the editor. Oh, I do use it. Huh.
Yeah,
I
you
never
call it an
added
awake.
Yeah, I thought this was just for the editor.
So yeah, minimum climb dot product equals mathf cosine of max climb angle times mathf dot deg2 rad.
Weird that it didn't tell me anything about min climb angle, since I just wrote that. Or
You mean max climb
Yeah.
angle?
no, min climb dot product. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I was using it, I guess, somehow.
Maybe that's the problem.
That had to have been, yeah.
Alright, let's see it. Can you climb on the forbidden wall? Or was that already it?
No, it's up here. Hey. Yeah.
Woo! Did that fix the slope problem too?
Yeah.
And you already did his fix for the slope as well, or the crevice?
Yeah, that was the fix. That fixed both.
Okay, cool.
Well, I guess I found that
Well, I was just curious if you could
second bit.
if you could comment out his fix maybe just to show what it was we actually fixed specifically with the slope.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you could show yourself getting stuck, because I still don't fully get that what we even did there.
I think the idea is that this is supposed to be a little further back. This is actually really hard to replicate at an angle. God. What the fuck? Why is the zoom so sensitive? Oh wait, let me comment out. Well, I don't know if can I just comment it out?
I don't know. If it's too big of a deal, it's not really worth it, really. If it was like a quick thing we could just clip out, it'd be kind of nice. But if it's going to be a whole process, then fuck it.
Yeah, we also have to change ground contact count.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, whatever. I'm assuming it's just if you climb in the little crevice like that, you just get stuck in one of the states and there's not like a way out or something. But yeah, we have our climbing functional at least. Now I have to, on my own time, figure out how to set it so that while I'm climbing, my rotation is locked to be like parallel with that wall. I have to make it play the climbing animation, and I probably should find, like, I don't know, maybe I'll find a way to make it so that when you go around a corner, there's like a separate animation for that, because that's gonna look really janky, I'm sure. But whatever. And then next stream we'll start up swimming, and I'll have the exact same problem where I'm in some janky weird animation the whole time we're doing it, but whatever, that's a part of the process. So yeah, join us next stream where we learn how to swim. I'm gonna end it now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.